How's that lighting? Is that better? Oh my goodness. Well, the window's open. So this is gonna be interesting. Hi everyone, my name is Sammy. Welcome to my channel. I don't even know where to begin. I have ITP. It stands for Immune Thrombocytopenia Purpura, which it pretty much means that for some reason my body is attacking my platelets. And if you don't know what platelets are, they're the thing that causes your blood to clot. So I guess my body decided to have a mutiny or whatever, and I got ITP. I was diagnosed on June 15th of 2017, but really the story starts on graduation day. I graduated on May 25th, which was exactly 3 weeks prior to my diagnosis. But graduation day, it was a really big day for me. It was a really high point in my life where I had been working so hard for so many things, and the fall previous I had applied to a college, my dream college specifically, to study architecture, and I was accepted. So I was really proud of that, and I was so excited to just go to graduation parties, be done with high school, and just take a break for the summer before I had to go to college. It was a really crazy time, and I think that's maybe why it all happened, the diagnosis specifically. But after graduation, I was going everywhere, just seeing family, seeing friends, going to graduation parties, trying to plan my own graduation, get all my things together for college, and just trying to figure things out. I was about to move 2 states away from my family, the first one out of my siblings to do that. So it was really just trying to figure out how to do that. So over the course of 3 weeks after graduation, I began noticing just bruises. They were all just on my legs and up and down my arms, which wasn't too surprising. I have always bruised really easily, but these were different. They were big and they were dark, and I did the thing that everyone does when they are scared, and you Google your symptoms, which scared me even more. So I was freaking out, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die, and well, this is the end. My mom kind of pulled me back when she noticed that I was spazzing, and she just kind of said, Sammy, hey, just schedule an appointment with your doctor. You know, you probably should anyways, you're about to go to college. And so I did, and I got an appointment on June 15th where I met up with him and we talked about everything I need to know and got some blood work done just in case. So we did that, and I said bye, and I went and hung out with some friends. It was a good day overall. And then it wasn't, is the best way to put it. I had come home from hanging out with some of my friends, and I was getting ready to go back out, but my mom had told me that my doctor had called. So it wasn't too unusual, except that it was late and that my doctor himself had called us, and normally it's one of his nurses. So that was a little weird. So I called him back, obviously, and he it was so surreal what had happened. He answered and he said, hey, I got your blood work back. Something's wrong. Do you want me to just tell you, or do you want your mom to hear too? And I just I fell to the floor, just with clutching the phone to my ear, and my mom knew something was wrong, so she quickly sent my siblings out of the room, and you know, just we sat on the couch, and we had my doctor on speakerphone, and he told us that my platelets were super low. They were at 19,000. That was the result he got back, which would explain why I had been getting nosebleeds, and I'd been bruising so easily and all these things. So he pretty much said that he had some paperwork that I need to go grab in a secret place outside his office, and that I was to go to the ER and get my blood drawn that night, and that after that I was supposed to go home and not do anything crazy. Don't go skydiving suddenly or anything like that, you know, just to be still and relax, and he'll call us back that night with the results of what he thinks it is and what I'm supposed to do. So yeah, my mom and I, we rushed my siblings off to my grandma's house, and then we picked up the paper and we went to the hospital and we got my blood drawn and we went home and just kind of watched TV. We had some other things going on in our family at the time, so we're just kind of dealing with those and trying to just cope the best we could. We didn't really know what it was, and it was scary. But eventually my doctor did call back, and he just told us that he's pretty sure it's this thing called ITP, and that I'm not in any immediate danger, which is why we needed to get that blood test, because he didn't know if I needed to be hospitalized or not. But he said that I don't need to be hospitalized, I just need to stay home, and that he's going to call a blood specialist and talk to him, and will give me a call back probably the next day or Saturday and just tell me what I need to do. And so I think that was probably the scariest time of the whole situation, because I remember the next day or two just being really in shock. I had never had everything get so great as graduation was for me, and preparing to leave and live my life, and then have it all just ripped away. You know, my parents and I had started talking about not moving, which was horrifying to me. I wanted to move. I was ready to move. I had visited my school. I was ready to go learn, and I was I was distraught. I was so sad, and I think that feeling is probably going to stick with me for the rest of my life, because it's weird to have everything and then realize how out of control things can get, or really how much control you have. My doctor ended up calling us back about 2 days later. He had talked to a blood specialist, and he said that I needed to go see him so that he can confirm that it's not anything else. And so we went. It was in a different city, so we drove there. I think we scheduled an appointment eventually, but we drove there on the day of my appointment, whenever that was. And we got my blood drawn again, and we talked to him. And the doctor was really cool. He kind of had an accent, but he pretty much said it's very textbook. You have ITP. We're not going to call it chronic yet, because you're I was kind of on a borderline of being a kid or an adult, because I was 18. When you're an adult, most of the time it's chronic. But when you're a kid, a lot of times it will resolve itself. So he was like, it's very textbook. We're going to give you some prednisone and see if that steroid helps your platelets go back up. And if it does, great. You know, then we'll taper it down over the course of the summer very slowly, and hopefully they'll stay up. And so I was like, cool, okay. Yeah, let's take the prednisone and get on with my life, because I want to go to college and I want to do things and I want to move out and all the things an 18-year-old wants to do. And so that happened, and over the course of the summer, I took the prednisone, and eventually we started tapering it down, which was nice. It was a good feeling to see my platelets stay up and be slowly getting off this steroid, which luckily I didn't have any side effects from it. I hear some people do, like some people gain weight and so on and so forth. It's mainly if you're on it for a very long time though. So I was lucky because I only had to take it for a couple months, or so I thought. And we tapered it down, and as August approached, I was due to move out on August 20th. Things were looking good. My doctor gave us the go-ahead He said the only thing I needed to do when I got there was to establish a doctor so that he or she could keep up with what was happening. You know, make sure that it doesn't come back. So it was good, you know. I had this big crazy adventure with my parents. They drove me 2 states away, helped me move into my dorm, and I was, you know, I began the college life. I started classes, I got a job at Jimmy John's, I just was kind of living my life, and things were real good. I had a doctor and she checked my platelets and she saw that they were good, so I was fine. And I just began my freshman year of college. But things happened. Yeah, I'll just say that that wasn't the end. I had a real scary day. And that's going to be until next time. If you guys liked the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up down at the bottom. And hit the subscribe button if you really, really want to. I mean, it's free. Why not? And till next time.